Hello, everyone, and welcome to HME Insights, our customer webinar series designed to empower you with the knowledge to maximize your HME technology. Today, we will delve into the HME Cloud. This high-level introductory training will guide you through mastering the fundamentals of navigating the cloud portal and customizing it to align with your specific needs. Please use the Q&A function to ask any questions throughout today's presentation. Today, we are honored to have Jessica Mendoza lead our webinar. Jessica is a Senior Customer Success Advisor at HME, where she exemplifies a commitment to customer excellence. With over 16 years of experience in the technology industry, Jessica brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to our session today.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, I'm going to go ahead and do a live demo of our cloud portal. So bear with me, and we'll get that set up. All right, so what you're looking at today is you're looking at our HME Cloud portal. This is essentially our welcome page, or what I like to call the home page. And what you're looking at here is basically the layout of the options of how to navigate this particular portal. You will notice over here that we have our quick links. So each of our quick links are a hyperlink that's going to take you to the specific option that is listed out here. These are also listed out at the top of your right-hand corner of your screen on the navigation bar. We are also going to be able to provide you with announcements. This is what our product team is sending out, or HME is sending out to you, information on latest releases. We also have over here, we've got our HME training portal. Just go ahead and click on this blue hyperlink, Access HME Training Portal, to access a slew of information. We've got numerous training documents, numerous training videos that are available to you 24/7, so please do not hesitate to access that at any time. Over here on the far left-hand side, or excuse me, the far right-hand side, we have our store ranking. So we're on our current day, and we're going to share average times for the top 3 stores within your group, as well as the bottom 3 stores within your group. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of our settings. So I'm going to go over here to the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and I'm going to select Settings. So now this is going to take me into some store settings, some user settings, roles, display. You'll notice over here in the left-hand corner of the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and select on users, and let's go ahead and we'll talk about users. So our users are very important to the system. So your users are going to have a username. They're also going to have a role, and each role is going to have permissions that allow this user to have certain accesses within the system itself. So we're going to get into that here in 1 second. Let's just take a look at what it is that we're seeing right now. This is a list of all of my users. You can see over here on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen that I'm looking at a list of 13 users, and currently I'm looking at 10 of them. So if I wanted to see all of my users, I'm just going to simply go over here to the lower left-hand corner of the screen, and I can select how many users I would like to see per page. I'm going to go over here and let's just take a look at if I wanted to edit or view an existing user. So I'm going to go over here to Actions. I'm going to click on View or Edit. I'm going to take a look at this, and this is going to show me how my user is set up. So how did I create this user? I gave them an email address. This is how they're logging into the portal. So this is essentially their cloud login. List out their first name, their last name, the status of the user. Then I'm listing out the role of the user. So this particular person is the company admin. And what stores do I give them access to? So in this particular case, we have a store hierarchy set up, and this is done for reporting purposes. And so I'm going to give them the stores that they have access to. So maybe they have all stores in the US East region of region number 6. They have all the stores. That is what they need to be looking at. So maybe that's just what I give them access to. I would deselect that and I would select only what I want to give them access to. And of course, if I need to have them see all stores in the system, I'm going to make sure all is what is selected. Any changes that you make sure that you go ahead and hit save in your lower right-hand corner of your screen. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. If you ever need to remove a user, you can simply come to the user's line item, select remove, and that will take them out of the system. If you need to create a new user, go ahead in the upper right-hand corner of your screen and select create new user. And that's going to basically take you back to that same page that we were just looking at. All right, so let's go ahead and let's look at roles. So I'm going to go over here and select roles. And once again, I did mention that roles are important because you want to make sure that the users that you have in your system have the right permissions to log in and have certain functions within the system itself. So each role is listed out. We have account owner, company admin, district manager, regional manager, store manager. This is by default, these are set up for you. You have the ability to create your own roles. You can name them whatever you like. You can set up the permissions for them. How we would do that is, one, you could come in here and edit an existing role and then change information if you like, right? You can change the role name. You can put in a description, so it's a little bit more detailed to that. And then, of course, you have the ability to what permissions do I want to give this particular role of company admin? Do I want them also to view our leaderboards? Do we want them to be able to come over and edit the leaderboards? What will this role be able to do within the system? Permissions are very important to be set up correctly per the role itself. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. We're going to save out of that. Okie dokie. And if I needed to create a new role, I'm just going to come up here into the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and I'm simply going to select create new role. It's going to take me back into that same screen that we just saw. Once again, creating my new role with my permissions, and then of course, saving my new role by selecting the save option in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. All right. So let's go ahead and let's talk about stores, right? Big part of everything that we're doing here is we've got a lot of stores in our program and we want to be able to manage them, see what's going on. The lovely thing about the cloud portal is that you are able to see all of your stores at one time, all of your stores that are online at one time, and you'll be able to assess the health of those stores. So what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at a list of all of my current stores. It's showing me my brand name, the store numbers, the store names that I have, what are their addresses, are they currently on a leaderboard, what reporting group are they associated with, if I've set that up in my hierarchy. I can click on store actions to view more about the store itself. If I wanted to see a little bit more detail about that. I can also see the serial number of the product, see the version it is on, and as well as the status of the device itself. So right here, I can see that in store number 1336, I have a Zoom timer, and it is currently online. This is the hyperlink that if I click on it, it will allow me to go into the timer itself. I'm not going to do that in this particular webinar. Please keep an eye out for additional information on up and coming webinars. We are going to go over that particular topic at that time. We'd love for you to join us and learn more about that. But what you can see here too is that we have a green circle, and that is an indicator that it is online. You'll notice down below there is a red circle, and this is an indicator that the Zoom is actually offline. So for me, wanting to manage my business, I'm going to say, all right, well, I need to call into support. I want to check on store 3477. I see that my timer is offline. I need to jump on this right now, right? So this is a way that you can be proactive. As soon as you see that a product is offline that you're going to call into support. Perhaps you also call into your store, let them know what you're seeing on your end, and go ahead and take action on that. You will also notice that you're able to download your store list in CSV format. So if you've got hundreds of stores, it's easier for you to look at them in CSV format. Go ahead and select that hyperlink right there, and it's going to allow you to take a look at that. I do want to touch on manage group reports. So this is going to talk a little bit more into what I was speaking about when we were looking at our list of stores under our users. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that now. And this is showing you our manage groups section. So this is where you would set up your group hierarchies. And what is a group hierarchy? A group hierarchy is designed for reporting purposes. So if you have hundreds of stores and you have multiple folks that are logging in and they need to see only stores within their particular groups, well, you'd want to set their users up to focus only on those stores. It's kind of the same for you. You've got lots of stores that you're responsible for, and you want to bucketize them into perhaps parts of the country, territories, regions, perhaps districts. This is going to help you when you're pulling reports from our HME Cloud report suite so that you can focus on those stores only and see the metrics from those particular stores of how they are performing, right? So if I wanted to create a group, or if I wanted to add a group into my hierarchy, I'm simply going to select Add Group. This is going to then put a new group at the top of my tier. So perhaps I did, we're just going to do US Southwest. And then I'm going to hit Save. And that would then now create a new group for me. I did do that actually under the US South location. So it creates that tier for me. So I'm tiering down, I'm waterfalling underneath of that particular territory. If I ever wanted to remove a group, I would simply select that group and I would hit remove. And then it's going to remove that from my managing of my groups, or it's going to remove it from my hierarchy as well. If I ever wanted to move a group within different locations, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that particular group. I'm going to select move, and then of course, I'm going to select a different location or a different group of where I want to move this one to. I would select that, and then I would simply hit move, and then it's going to move that group for me. Now, a lot of the work comes at the beginning, right? Setting things up is where you need to take some time, do some due diligence, and make sure you're setting your groups up correctly. Then you want to make sure that you're managing that business going forward, right? So you want to make sure if I'm removing or if I'm adding, is there an easy way for me to do that? You can simply do that by using our export and import options. If I export my current list into CSV, I'm going to see how my reporting grouping is currently set up. This is an easier way to do that. I've downloaded, it's going to come out in CSV, tells me I've exported it successfully. Then I can see now how are my reporting groups set up, right? So this is what we're looking at here. And then I can also make additions or changes to that particular CSV format or file, and then I can import that same file to then make the changes in my system in a quick and easy way. So I would just use import, choose the file, upload the file, and then the changes are going to be made. If I ever have any questions on this, I can simply select this blue hyperlink. It's going to take me to the report, the manage report groups guide. We also have a really in-depth training video available to you on the HME training portal as well. So please take a look at that. All right. So now let's go ahead and we're going to go back over here to our options that were under settings, and I'm going to select display. All right. So now this option or this tab is now setting me up for my dashboard settings. And what is my dashboard? My dashboard is located up here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and we'll go into that here in just a few minutes. But this is my dashboard settings. So how do I want to see my metrics on those settings? Do I just want it to be the default, which you're looking at here? Or do I want to have a little bit more of a customized view? This is showing you that I have the options of how I want to view my dashboard when I first select that hyperlink in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. How do I want my goals displayed? Do I want them set up by colors? Do I want to include or exclude pull-ins? Will I include or exclude my store names in my column? How do I want my time format to appear, in minutes and seconds or just seconds? What day of the week do I want this report to start on, right? I have my options there. Any options that you make, go ahead and select them on this page here and hit save. And then those will be the default, or those will be your options that you look at when you click on the dashboard function here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to left click on dashboard in my upper right-hand corner of my screen from my navigation bar. And this is actually going to take me into my dashboard. All right, you'll notice here in the upper right-hand corner of my screen, I have the options to view my dashboard by either a rolling hour, the hour itself, day part, the day, week, month, or custom, right? So if I did create a custom dashboard, I have the option to select that, and it's going to go to that custom dashboard. And that's what's going to appear at the bottom of your screen. You'll also notice over here on the right-hand side, the upper right-hand side, it's showing me what day am I looking at, because I am on my current day. And I'm also looking at the metrics by lane total. And this is showing me that this is a ranking as of today's date. And here's the timestamp, 11:17 a.m. Pacific Coast Time, because that's where I'm currently located. So let's go ahead and see what is the dashboard showing me and why is it useful for me. So the dashboard is showing me all of the stores that I currently have registered to the cloud. It's going to show me if they are offline. It's going to show me if they're online. So one, this is a great way from a bird's eye view to come in and look at all of your stores to see what is the health of the store. I expect them to all be online. If they're not, perhaps there's a reason for it, and I should know what that is. But if I do find a store that is offline, that is an indicator for me that I need to call into support to have that product troubleshot. We want to get it back online and working the way that it should. Okay. So we can also see here, it's going to list out my stores for me. Here's my store by number. And then it's showing me what is the ranking of my stores. And it's also showing me what is my master goal for lane total for each of these stores. Over here in the middle, it's going to show me my current day's metrics. On the far right, it's going to show me my previous day's full metrics so that I can compare the metrics between today and yesterday. And what metrics am I looking at? Well, I'm looking at, so far, the total number of cars for store 2576 is 144. It's also showing me what is the average speed of service for lane total for these stores. For store 2576, current average is 85 seconds. And it's also showing me the percentage of goal met for the 144 cars that have coming through. So 100% of the 144 cars that store 2576 has had today are meeting our average goal of 180. And we can also see it's color coded. So green is telling me I'm meeting my goal. Yellow is telling me I am not meeting my goal. And red would tell me it's an indicator that I'm in the red. it's something I want to take a look into. So if I was logging in, looking at all my stores, I'm going to focus in on those reds and those yellows. I'm going to reach out to those stores and try to understand a little bit better of what's going on today, right? Because I want to change the performance of the store. And then of course you're comparing it to what you saw yesterday. So this just gives you a really good idea of how those stores are doing and where you need to focus your efforts to help them make some changes. All right, so talking about metrics, let's go ahead and look at the report suite. So I'm going to go up here in my upper right-hand corner of my screen. I'm going to select reports. And what this is showing me is the HME report suite that all of you will have access to. This report suite is a great way for you to use our various reports here to monitor multiple stores, to identify areas of improvement within those stores, for you to understand where you need to take targeted actions to optimize the store's performance and increase goal attainment across your brand. So I'm not going to get into detail on all of these various reports because you're going to learn more about that and other topics in our up and coming webinars. So keep an eye out for that information. Make sure you register for that. It's going to be a great webinar and you're going to learn a lot. It's really going to be useful for you. I am going to show you that a lot of our reports are available to be scheduled to be delivered to you via email. Simply select Scheduler over here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and it's going to take you to the ability to create a scheduled report. We currently have 3 reports that you're able to schedule to be delivered to you via email, either on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. So these are the 3 stores. You have the single store report, the multi-store report, or the trends report. You would simply fill out this information, select what type of report it is that you want to have delivered to you, what you want to include in your report, how you would like information to be delivered on the time measure, the time zone, what reoccurrence would you like the report to be delivered to you on, and of course, more additional information for you to filter the report on. Do I want to see all of my stores? Or do I just want to see certain regions? Do I want to see it by day parts, maybe all of my day parts, or just perhaps one in particular or a few? So you would set that up, and then you would hit save in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. We're going to go back to our report suite. All right, and then over here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, you will see there is a user guide option. If I click on that hyperlink, it's going to give me information on each of these reports. So it's going to give you a little bit more detail on all of those. But once again, please do join our webinar that's going to be coming up here soon. It's going to give you a lot of information. It's really going to deep dive into each of these reports. It's going to be really great. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take you over to leaderboards now. So I'm going to select leaderboards from the navigation bar on the right. And this is going to show you where you would have a list of your leaderboards. Now, with the right subscription, you have the ability to use leaderboards. So if you have the leaderboard subscription or the gamification subscription, you're able to use leaderboards. By default, each store will have a default leaderboard that is created for you by HME. Now, if you wanted to create new leaderboards, you would simply select the new leaderboard option here and create your new leaderboard. So now what exactly is a leaderboard? Well, it's a great way for you to show your restaurant's speed of service metrics against other restaurants' speed of service metrics. It makes it challenging and motivational to everybody on the team, whether it's within your internal group or it's the staff within the various restaurants that are on the leaderboard. There's game-based methodology where you can run contests, you can give awards, you can also provide feedback, or you can do smack talk between the different stores, and you'll see that listed up here in the upper left-hand side of the screen. So to learn more about leaderboards, Please join us in an up-and-coming webinar. Keep an eye out for more information on when that is. Make sure that you register for that. It's going to be wonderful. There is various training videos on leaderboards and gamification, which is located underneath of the training portal. And that is, once again, if you go to welcome, and we're at our homepage, it's listed here in our HME training portal. All right. Well, that really concludes the live training portion of our webinar. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it back over to Caitlin for some Q&A time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jessica. So first question that we received today, what do the arrows mean under the stores link?
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and select stores from my quick links. So it's going to take me to my store list. And you'll notice if I hover over my store and if I left click on that, it gives me an arrow. This is allowing me to sort my store list by numerical order. I have this sort arrow above every column to where I can sort by grammatical order as well.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, back on the homepage, how long are announcements available?
Sure. So now announcements are available for up to 6 months. So you would just simply click on the See Past Announcements option, and all of the announcements that we've released in the last 6 months will appear there.
Great. Is there a limit on the number of users you can have for a single account?
There is not. I went ahead and select users from my quick links, and there is no limit on the number of users that I can have.
Can I be a user on 2 different cloud accounts?
You cannot. No, we have your username is actually your login, and one login is used per account.
Perfect. And then last question that we received, can I give certain people access to only view a subset of stores in the cloud account?
So how that is done is underneath of your user's profile. And this is where you give them access to however many stores that you want them to be able to see.
Wonderful. Thank you. That concludes the time that we actually have for questions today. So if any of your questions were not answered during the call, we will be following up with you. And again, I want to say thank you to Jessica for sharing your time and your expertise with us. And thank you all for joining us today. A recording of today's webinar will be available in the HME training portal. This is also where you'll find a wealth of additional in-depth videos and how-to guides on things that Jessica highlighted for us today. And then please join us for our next webinar, Get to Know Nexio, where we'll review HME's newest communication platform. Again, thanks everyone for joining.